God is not a robber, he's a rewarder. But he must find us on duty when he comes. The laborer is worthy of his hire. The value of revelation is in its application. Revelation holds no value without application. No seed can be turned to an harvest without being sown into the earth. The word is a seed. Luke 8:11. Now the parable is this: the seed is the word of God. But until it is sown, it abides alone. Or when it's sown, when it is sown, it grows up and throws great branches. The birds of the air come in to make their nest in it. Most of the times, we don't value the seed of the word. So we store them. No seed will grow in your store. No seed will grow in my store. No seed will grow on your shelf. Although the mustard seed is the tiniest of all seeds, but when it is sown, it grows up. A young man read from one of my wisdom diaries, living without working is dying without knowing. Little seed, tiny seed. He said, what? So he went out with $100 Liberian dollar, bought a brush, bought polish, and became a shoe shiner. The mustard seed began to grow, threw out great branches, became a blessing to others. A young man here in our church in Lagos, in the old church, heard me say that I saw an inscription on the vehicle in Ghana: there is no food for an idle man. Tiny seed. There is no Joshua 1, Jeremiah 2, tiny seed. The turnaround began on Monday by doing what he knew he must do. He returned home on Monday with 3,000 naira then, 1995. The wife said, from what? He said, from yesterday's message. It is the seed sown that grows. Not the seeds are documented. Not the seed documented. The seed is sown. Sown into your good and honest heart. Responding to it with all sincerity is a seed that grows. Why do we hear the same thing and have different experiences? Sown or unsown? Why the earth remains? Seed sown must precede harvest received. Until the seed is sown, the harvest is not in view. Please apply yourself to the thing God is telling you, both in our various meetings from the Word and in your private studies. Apply yourself to them. That's the only way to get results. The value of revelation is in its application. Well, Covenant Hour this week, we all know that continuity in exercises is a way to keep fit in the field of sports. And because spiritual stewardship is essentially spiritual sportsmanship, therefore we must keep engaging if we must excel. When a sportsman relaxes from the required exercises, he or she loses his place in the field of sports. No, you know that in a race, run all and one receives the prize. So we're in a race. 1 Corinthians 9:24. He said we should run with patience the race that's set before us. Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 1 and 2. So we're in a race. He said, therefore, exercise yourself to godliness. But you exercise prophecy too, but godliness is profitable unto all things. Exercise yourself to whatever God says. Exercise yourself in doing whatever God says. It's profitable unto all things. When we know what is in steadfastness and still worship, sustainable commitment becomes a natural delight. The word says in 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 58, he said, be ye therefore steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the works of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. So it's revelation that keeps us sustainably committed to kingdom stewardship. You know. So this week our exhortation line is captioned, understanding the wonders of steadfastness in stewardship. Continuity in stewardship. Perseverance in stewardship. We saw how God commanded us, occupy till I come, in that parable. Stay dedicated to my interest till I come. In the parable of the talents, as documented in Luke 19 and verse 12, can stop at 19, right? He was going on a far journey, and he called his 10 servants and gave them his 10 pounds, a pound each. No one was left out. Saying to them, occupy till I come. And sure, he came. One said, I've made 10 more. Okay, have the authority over 10 cities. He never collected from him. The other one said, I've made 5 more, have the authority over 5 cities. So it's in steadfastness that will win his favor, that will always change our level. He's coming. Also know that we stand the risk of spiritual decadence, except to continue to engage productively in spiritual stewardship. Ecclesiastes 10:18. He said, by much slothfulness, a building decays, and through idleness of the hands, the house drops through. As we all know, we don't stop getting paid until we stop working. And when we stop working in an organization, the pay stops. He that reapeth receiveth wages as he gathers fruits unto life eternal. So as he keeps doing that, he keeps getting paid. As he stays committed to it, he keeps getting paid. Go to the vineyard and work. And whatever is due you will be paid. So we are paid working in the vineyard, doing the bidding of the master, serving his interests. God is not a robber, he's a rewarder. But he must find us on duty when he comes. The laborer is worthy of his hire. Luke 10, verse 7. We have this statement in James 5:4. James chapter 5 and verse 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers which have reaped down your harvest, which of you will kept back, never paid them, crieth. So you hire labor, you don't pay, their cry goes into the ears of God because he pays his laborers. Because he pays his laborers. So if you get on course with this, if you stay on key with this, and you are according to the rules, you don't ever stop getting paid. It's a faithful God. It's a dependable God. It's a reliable God. From this time on, your wages will be visible to all around you. It's far beyond monetary returns. Yes, that's covered. But it goes into what money cannot buy. And it comes your way through steadfastness in stewardship. We don't stop making progress until we stop pressing. One thing I do, Paul said, forgetting those things that are behind and reaching out into those things that are before, I press, I press, I press. We keep making progress as we press. Pressing in stewardship. Working at Annie's commendation, which means our next promotion. I press. Well done, that good and faithful servant, change level. I press. You work again, change level. I press. You are in it again, change level. I press. But we are only qualified for rewards as we deliver results. 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 I've made 10 more, get rewarded. I've made 5 more, get rewarded. But I've tried all day and you know, I don't know. Where's your result? I've labored all the weeks and you know, I don't know. Where's your result? Luke 10, 17 to 19. One of those fellows from 20 kept his own. And he got condemned. Everybody has his £1 talent. You either choose to engage with it, or you go and keep it. In Matthew 24, 45 to 47. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord make ruler over his house, to give them their meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he comes, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his house, all his goods. Make him ruler over all his goods. Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he comes, shall find so doing what is commanded to do. I tell you verily, he will make him Lord over all his goods. He will establish his dominion over the affairs of life. He will make him ruler over all his goods. That is what steadfastness offers. You keep at it, and you keep at it, and suddenly you are enthroned. Steadfastness in stewardship. We conclude this morning. Joseph was a servant at heart, a servant in Potiphar's house, a delightsome, excited servant. Go down to the prison, a servant. Whatever was done in the prison, Joseph was the doer of it. And through steadfastness and contributive lifestyle, he ascended the throne. That's the way it works at all times.